All right, well, welcome everybody. Hector with Contractors Intelligence School, and this is...
Hi, my name's Miriam Curiel.
Yes, and you know, you're here for the live seminar, so you can interact with us via chat on YouTube, and you happen to be seeing this after, just know that we're hosting this every 2 weeks on a Wednesday, English at 5:30, Spanish at 6, and we'll interact with you live. So, but yeah, let's kick it off. So a little bit about our school, Contractors Intelligence School. We've helped over 100,000 people achieve their goals and their dreams of becoming licensed contractors in the state of California. And the purpose for our call today is exactly that. If you're curious about becoming a contractor in California, or you know, you've always thought about it but not really sure how or what the process is, that's what we're going to talk about today, walk you through it, and without further ado, we'll go into the agenda. So just like I mentioned, we'll talk about the qualifications, the application process. That's usually where people tend to get tied up a lot. How do you get that application approved? Test registration, which ones am I taking? And then enrolling for courses, of course, here at Contractors Intelligence School. What materials come with that in order for you to succeed? And then prep strategy. So make sure you stay for the end, because that is gold. And then you pass. What's next? So some further requirements. But without further ado, though, I will pass the mic over to my colleague, Miriam, to talk about the qualification process.
Definitely. So let's explore the qualifications to get your contractor's license in the state of California. So essentially, if you're going to be doing work that's $500 or more, including the labor and materials, you're going to be legally required to get a contractor's license. So with that, let's explore the overall requirements required in order for you to qualify for one. You must be at least 18 years old in order to qualify. You need to have 4 years of experience within the past 10 years. Meaning, if your experience is within the past 20 to 30, fortunately, it would be too late to apply. But if it's still current within the past 10 years, then that's great. You would be able to move forward with the process. You also need to have a social security number or an ITIN number to be able to qualify. Now, the main question we get here, Hector,
yes,
I think you could vouch for this, is what kind of experience count towards the 4 years of experience, right?
Yes, journeyman level experience, right?
Exactly, yeah, that's correct. So journeyman level experience is what the CSLB is looking for in order to qualify you. 4 years worth of journeyman level experience to be exact. So what can qualify towards journeyman level experience? If you've completed an apprenticeship program and you have experience within your field, that counts towards journeyman level experience. But let's say you didn't complete an apprenticeship program. You got hired directly through a construction company and you built your skill and knowledge. You're now at a level where you've been working unsupervised for at least 4 years. That is also counted as journeyman level experience by the CSLB. There are a few uncommon ways to go about applying for this contractor's license. One of them would be an owner-builder. An owner-builder requires you to own the property. It also requires you to have done the work yourself. So you couldn't have hired a contractor to do it. You actually did the work yourself because you have the skill and knowledge to do so. Another key factor is that you do need to have permits to show for this type of construction. The last and common way would be self-employment, which is essentially you're working for yourself. You didn't get hired through a construction company. You ventured out on your own, and you do have 4 years of experience within your particular trade. So those would be the ways to qualify.
All right. Well, thank you, Miriam. Now that we know what it takes in order to qualify to become a contractor, let's talk about accessing the course material. So you'll want to know more about that, which is what we'll cover in a little bit. However, included in that, no matter what course material you decide on, you'll have access to our exclusive intelligent tracker that comes along with our mobile app, as you can see. And then it'll have video guides. Of course, you'll probably want to see more of me, but you know, if you're like, hey man, I can do this on my own, just give me the step-by-step process on a video, then that's what that means. And it'll walk you through from A to Z until you get your, I was gonna say driver's license, until you get your contractor's license. So we'll talk about some further details, of course, that are required by the CSLB in order to confirm you're getting your your contractor's license. Anyway. Moving forward, let's talk about the application. Can you give me more info on that?
Definitely. So this is actually one of the most intimidating steps of the entire process. And I say intimidating because this is typically where people are like, oh, I don't want to move forward with this process. It looks too hard, right? And this is the majority of calls that we get regarding this type of process. But here at Contractors Intelligence School, we actually make it super easy to be able to follow through with this particular application process. And what we do here is we have a specific department that's specialized to assist with this type of application. They do a multi-tier approach review, which means that not only one person's reviewing it, but at least 3 people are reviewing it before it goes to the CSLB to ensure that all of the guidelines are met and everything that needs to be on there is on there for you to be able to move forward with the process. We also, once it's been reviewed by at least 3 people, we hand deliver it to the state because it's been deemed as final. And we hand deliver it because it's faster for your processing. And we also get a certified stamped copy. Hector, can you tell us why it's really important for us to get that certified stamped copy?
Yeah, it's really important because just like you and I, the people at the CSLB, they're humans, prone to error. So they can lose your paperwork even though you've already delivered it to them. However, that certified stamped copy means like, hey, we received everything, you're good to go. So if that ever happens, we got your back.
Exactly. Exactly. Like Hector said, everybody's human. Even at the CSLB, they're human. They're prone to error. But as long as you have that certified stamped copy, you're going to be golden. So let's move forward to some of the common pitfalls. So this process, again, can be somewhat intimidating, and there are a few aspects of this process that make it a little bit more difficult. The first one would be the name on the application. That seems to stump a lot of people because the name on the application needs to match the trade that you're applying for. So I'll give you an example. Hector, let's say that I'm applying for a landscaping license, right?
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I want to name my company Miriam Concrete. Do you think that would be an acceptable name?
Not at all.
And why is that?
Because it's deceitful.
Oh, deceitful.
Very.
It can be, yes. So essentially what the state wants is they want a name, a business name that specifically tells the public what you're doing. So since I'm going for landscaping, an appropriate name for my company would be Miriam Landscaping. That specifically tells my potential clientele exactly what I'm licensed to do. So again, the name just needs to match the trade that you're potentially going for.
Could it be Miriam Landscape and Concrete?
I mean, there are certain aspects where you can write a letter to the state letting them know that you're going to follow up with getting a concrete license.
Okay.
And it could possibly be accepted. Again, it's all going to be up to the discretion of the state representative that's processing your application.
All right.
It can be, it can't. It really depends.
All right.
But yeah, you could always try.
All right.
Okay. The other common pitfall is going to be the work certification form, and that's this form that we have right here. So this form is specifically going to show the state that you do have those 4 years of experience to qualify. On this form, the key thing to remember is that you need a certifier. So what is a certifier? Who can be a certifier? A certifier is an individual that's attesting to the state that you do have the 4 years of experience that you're required to have, and they've witnessed you perform this particular trade. Now, a certifier can be an employer, but let's say that your employer doesn't like the competition, and if they find out that you're getting your contractor's license, they may lay you off or even fire you, right? It's not uncommon. So let's move on and see who else can certify for you. A contractor can certify for you, so somebody that does have their contractor's license in this industry that has witnessed your experience. But let's say you don't know any contractors. Can also be a foreman or supervisor. But let's say your foreman or supervisor gets along really well with your employer, and they're essentially going to rat you out. And again, you may get laid off. Exactly. You may get laid off, you may get fired, who knows, right? It could also be a journeyman, so somebody that's at the same level as you. Can be a fellow employee, so anybody that's worked alongside you in the field. And it can also be a business associate. So for those of you at home that are self-employed, you can have an inspector sign off because an inspector would have witnessed your experience directly. Could also be a professional engineer. So those are all ways that you could have a certifier sign off for this particular form.
Wonderful. All right, well, we talked about the application process. We talked about the certifier. Now that they've accepted our application, because we've used a multi-tier approach here at Contractors Intelligence School, we're ready to take the exam, right? As we're prepping for it, you'll want to know what you're going to actually be studying for. So, as you can see on the screen here, there's two types of exams that you're going to want to take. The law and business exam and the trade exam, being very crystal clear. They're two separate exams you can take at separate times, which we highly recommend. That way you can focus, or I should say hyper-focus on one, pass that, and then hyper-focus on the last one, which would be a trade exam or law and business, depending on how you program that. However, this is what's going to be included. As you can see, they fall under each category, and we'll make sure that we prepare you for that as you're studying to, get your contractor's license. So, moving along, Miriam, I'm curious, what is this course options?
Yeah, definitely. So we've spoken a lot about how to apply, how to go about studying and everything, but what is the material that's offered to study? So this particular package is called the Home Study Package, and this package is going to be mainly focused to you guys at home that prefer to have a physical manual in front of you to be able to write in, notate, highlight, or even keep for future references. That's something that a lot of our students do. They may forget some of the laws, some particular verbiage that they need to follow, and they can just pull out their old material and just reference back to it. It's pretty common. This particular package will also include your application review, which again, we've established that it can be kind of a daunting process. It can be, a little bit intimidating. So here at Contractors Intelligence School, we'll provide you with that application review, the multi-tier approach, and that hand delivery with the certified stamp copy. We'll also provide you with instructor support. So let's say that something's not really clear on the manual, on the material. You could always call up Hector, you could always call up Andrew, which is our other instructor, to be able to clarify some of the aspects you're not understanding. It does come with 90 days of law and trade practice exams, which is what our instructors like to call our secret sauce. These practice exams essentially are going to be fairly similar to your state exam. So if you're getting a pretty good percentage on them, most likely you're going to get a pretty good percentage on the state exam as well. And it does come with a 100% pass exam money back guarantee, because we here at Contractors Intelligence School are so confident that you're going to pass, because 98% of our students pass on their first try, that we're going to guarantee it for you.
Wonderful.
Now this here is going to be the full online course, and it's actually our most popular course, and we're the only school in the entire state of California that actually offers this type of online platform. This comes with the application review, which we've established is fairly crucial. Comes with the practice exams, which again is the secret sauce to success. It comes with videos, reading material, audios that you can stream at any point in time throughout the day. And it comes with additional resources for you to review. It also comes with a 100% pass exam money back guarantee, because again, we are so confident you're gonna pass, we basically guarantee it.
That's great, I love it.
Yeah. Now, the most common question I actually get about this crash course is what's the difference between the live stream and in person? And there's essentially just one difference to them, that one's going to be in person and one's going to be virtual. So the live stream is going to be for those that prefer to be at home in their PJs, eating breakfast while they're watching Hector do a live stream crash course. And it's going to come with the chat portal. So if Hector's not doing a good job at explaining some things for you, you can be like, hey Hector, can you explain this a bit better? And Hector's going to read through it. He's going to be able to clarify or explain a little bit better anything that you have confusion with. Now, the in-person course is going to be tailored for those people that prefer a person-to-person aspect. It's going to be a classroom style. It's going to have it's going to essentially be a platform for you to ask questions, listen to other people ask questions, and I believe you've actually gotten a lot of feedback regarding those questions, right?
Yeah, definitely. So a couple things. One, to make it clear, the live stream and the in-person, two separate places, but it's going to be the same course.
Exactly.
Right? Crash course. And some of the things that I've heard from contractors that they find very beneficial is that, one, when they're in there, there's questions that are coming up that they've never really think about. And then guess what? It helps percolate when they're taking the exam. So it's like, oh God, I'm glad that I was in there. On top of that, they'll do some networking with contractors, build their business that way, learn from other trades as well. So it's very beneficial. Things you probably don't see on paper here, but very beneficial for people to be in that crash course. So yeah, I hope that answered that for you.
It did, thank you.
Awesome.
So the next promotion that we currently have is actually one of my favorite promotions, and this is because it basically encompasses everything that you need to be successful to get your contractor's license all in one package. So this package specifically includes a full online course, which we've established we're the only ones in the state of California who offer this type of platform. It's our most popular course. It comes with the practice exams, the reading materials, audios, videos, resources, application review, everything you need to get through that process of applying, taking the exam, passing. Comes with the live stream class or the in-person. Again, it depends on your specific preference. And this is going to be a crash course for when you've studied the program, you're about to take the exam, but you want to do some additional review and you want to ask Hector some additional questions. It also comes with the first year license bond that's going to be paid by us with this particular program. And for those of you at home that don't know what the bond is, a bond is going to be mandatory. It's an insurance that's required for you to be able to activate your contractor's license once you pass your exam. So to recap, this comes with the full online course, it comes with the live stream or in-person class, and your first year bond paid by us. Pretty
Great.
Cool, right, Hector?
I love it.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Let's go.
This is particularly our exclusive mobile app. So our exclusive mobile app is only available for students that are enrolled in Contractors Intelligence School. And a lot of our students actually attribute their success to this mobile app, specifically because, let's say, you go with your wife at Target. She says it's going to be 5 minutes, but we all know it's going to be like 45 to an hour, right?
Get me started, Miriam.
Exactly. You're not going to be window shopping like she is. You're not going to be actually shopping with your credit card like she is. So you have some time to kill right there. You can easily pull out your phone, open up our exclusive mobile app, put some earphones in so that you can block out all that noise. And the noise.
Okay, got it.
And essentially, you would be able to fit in some study time right there, go through some practice exams, reading material, whatever suits you best in order to be able to practice for this.
I love that I could block her. I mean, I could block out noise.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
That's why you're single, Hector.
Oh, God. Terrible.
Alrighty. So moving on.
All right, so you passed, now what? So as you noticed, there's a bond. That's going to be required in order for the license to be issued to you. As we just mentioned, that's already included in the promotion that we have, so highly recommend that. You'll need workers' comp depending on what your classification is, as well as the open book asbestos exam. You'll need the answers to that. If you talk to Rick at Pro Builders, he's got your back. He'll help you with that. You'll need to do a live fingerprint scan. The licensing fee, which is about $450, I recall. And then last but not least, celebrate. Make sure you guys celebrate your wins. So give me a call. Got something special for you. Once you guys pass, yeah, and we'll have a beer and some carne asada, and man, yeah, ready to go. All right, so we talked about all of that. Now just kind of want to replay what we talked about. We first of all know that we have to be 18 years of age or older, 4 years of experience within the last 10 years, and it has to be journeyman level experience.
Right.
On top of that, you have to have a social security number or an ITIN. For some of those that don't know, is an individual tax identification number. Just says, hey, I can pay my taxes. And then the app process, which you don't have to worry about anymore. That's usually where people get stuck. Some people even avoid it because it gets daunting. It's a 20 pages that they have to go through.
Right.
On top of that, test registration, we've identified that you have to take 2 different exams. So you'll enroll in our courses, the promo preferably, get the most bang out of your buck for that. And then from there, the course enrollment, we just talked about that. Jump into our crash course the weekend before your exam. Highly recommend that, so that way you're filling in the gaps and anything that might be missing. And then from there, you get your bond. Oh God, that's including the promo. That's right. And then workers' comp if needed. Everything else that's required by the CSLB. And then you come and celebrate with me. So looks like that's it, Miriam. Is there anything else that you think I'm missing?
You know, I think we basically covered all our bases at this point.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. So thank you guys for being here. Once again, we're live on chat, so if you want to send us any questions, Miriam will be able to answer that. And if you happen to see this after, just know that we're going live in 2 weeks again at 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And make sure, if you know anybody that wants to become a contractor in the state of California, to tune in.
Yeah, and additionally, guys, we are answering questions at questions@contractorshighschool.com. So if for some reason Hector didn't do a good job at clarifying, because I know I did, you can go over and shoot some questions over to us. Maybe we can answer it in the next live stream, and you'll be able to tune in and get that question answered for yourself.
Yes.
Right?
You guys saw that bus that just ran over me. Just threw me under the bus, huh, Miriam?
It happens.
All
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.